Look at that. The buzzards are already circling. How about that? All right. Normally, I don't give a shit about grasses. All right. This thing's incredible. All right. You know, this is Andropogon glomeratus. Okay. Bushy blue stem. It's so bushy. You see how bushy it is? Normally, when you see grasses that are this beautiful, they're normally invasives because they were, you know, they're escaped ornamentals. But not this. This is a fucking native. I still can't get over it. Holy shit. Just, you know, hanging on wherever it can. You know, wherever, you know, no human's going to plow it or bulldoze it or fuck with it. Right on the side of the road. Of course, you get Andropogon gerardii up in the Midwest, the big blue stem. Man, if you live in the region, you should be growing this. Look, you got all those fucking hairs on the sheath too. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm impressed. All right. Maybe I'll start paying attention to grasses. All right, not a lot of attention, but a little bit. Look, I got so stoked on the fucking grass, I forgot to mention this guy right here, the winged elm, Ulmus alata. You can see what I call it, the winged elm. Well, it's got a fucking, you know, these are stem appendages. Who knows what evolutionary benefit was conferred by those, huh? Slow growing bastard here too. These are not aggressive growers. You could see you got an old boy topping out at what, 15 feet over there. But hey, it's better than seeing that fucking Siberian elm, you know, the invasive one everywhere. The weeping one. I had to chainsaw one of those down a couple months ago. All right, standing along a power mine easement, you know, and there's some fucking monstrous poison oak. We got a nice species of verbicina. All right, variations on a theme. All right, this is Verbicina virginica, and this guy likes calcareous soil, so he likes the limestone. Where to go? Oh, you see, look, you got a little, look at that guy. Little fucking devious crab spider hanging out right there. Okay, waiting for breakfast. All right, I'm up pretty early. I'm not normally up this early. At least not out. It's 8 a.m., you know. I stay up late reading, fucking around, doing whatever. Look at that. Okay, alternate leaves. And then you get those old white ligules, all right? Only times I've ever seen verbicina, it's been with yellow flowers. So it's nice. It's nice to see one. It's evolved white ray flowers. Nice pick of the filaries, okay? Of course, pubescence along the stem too. All right. Then over here, got a real nice member of the mint family. The Lamiaceae, we got Calicarpa, all right? Which is odd in that it's got berry fruits instead of just, you know, a little calyx. You know, like the salvias. The salvias just have a calyx with 2 to 4 seeds in it that drops, you know. When the corolla drops off, then the calyx, the few sepals are hanging there, and they got the seeds inside. They got the ovules inside. Not so with this guy. Little edible berries. But of course, you know, mint family, you still got that those opposite leaves. See that? Now this plant I'm about to show you is, you know, super dominant. It's everywhere. It looks like a damn boxwood, all right? But it's in the pea family, Fabaceae. This is Lespedeza. All right, you get up close, you can see it's got those trifoliate leaves right there. You know, 3 leaflets each. All right, big giveaway for the pea family. There's a little bean fruit, if you can see it. Just, they're tiny. See that? Still got the calyx on it, little bean maturing right there. These things are everywhere. You'll see thickets of these. Don't really get any out west. From the Midwest, the Southeast, you know, they're pretty common. All right? But again, it's too late to catch. They already flowered. You got the seed maturing already. Got the fruits maturing, so they're done. All right, but it's still good to know what it is. I mean, look, this is a Lespedeza. Like I said, it just looks like a boxwood, you know, like you'd see in a tacky suburban garden or something. Oh, yeah, here we go. This is nice. Okay, you gotta come to the rock outcrops for the good shit. Okay, member of my favorite family of ferns right here, Pteridaceae. Pteridaceae is the family. This is in the genus Myriopterus. It was formerly in the genus Chilanthes, which is a fucking great genus of ferns. You know, most of them are desert ferns. They're xeric ferns. They're adapted to dry conditions. Okay, but this guy, I think this is Myriopteris alabamensis. You get a couple species out of here. But you can see it's coming up right beneath the juniper on this, looks like sandstone. Looks like a sandstone outcropping. Okay, I'm telling you, man, you got to come to the rock. You're going to find good shit on the rock. You're going to find shit growing on the rock that you're not going to find anywhere else. All right, because it can't get out-competed here. It can't get overgrown. We've got a nice Camacrista. Pea family, obviously. It's a legume. Kind of looks like a senna. Too bad I can't find one blooming. They're quite beautiful. Senna's buzz-pollinated, too. The genus Senna. You got those porocidal anthers. Look at a mossy mass. You like mass? Want a big? Look at this guy. What's he doing? What are you doing under there? Huh? You eating some bugs, huh? Can I join you? You want to eat some flies together? You got the nice mask on. You got some nice stripes on there. Look at this, Andropogon ternarius. Oh, you know, for a grass, you look good. Oh, you get some nice coloration in there. Some nice red coloration. Look at the inflorescence. Oh, that's a nice way to get your seed around. Look at the individual seed. These Andropogon, the bunch grasses, man, they're really, I'm really taken with them, you know. You're not bad for a grass. I'm pretty impressed. This is a nice setup right here with the ulmus just dominating the rock outcrop. How's it doing it? How you growing out of the sandstone? He's such a slow grower. I guess he gives his roots time to exploit the cracks in that rock. Look, you can barely see. You can barely see the sandstone right there. It's just covered in the lichen. I can't even fucking laugh at this goddamn bronchitis. All right, moving on. It wouldn't be a rock outcropping without a nice silage. Member of the genus Selaginella right here. Look at that nice imbricate, those imbricate scales. See that? Oh, competing with the lichen. Huh? They seem to be getting along a little bit, I guess. The lichen is really fucking taking over here too. Selages are cool because, and I don't know how they do this. I don't think anyone exactly knows just how they do it, but they're able to, you know, nearly completely dry out. The resurrection fern, you might have heard of it. It's in the same genus as this. They're able to completely dry out and desiccate, and then just and go dormant, and then come back to life once they get a little bit of rain. Pretty incredible. It's got to have something to do with, you know, storing sugar in the right places in your cells. You know, I don't know. Who the fuck knows? But I was trying to read about it once. I couldn't find any information. Look at another genus with 1 million members in it. The species of croton, Euphorbiaceae. There's a lot, especially once you get into Texas, Oklahoma. Holy shit, there's so many goddamn species in this genus. There's the ovary, little pendant ovaries. Okay, kind of felty leaves. That's some nice indumentum. It's a 5-foot-tall gumweed, Grindelia ciliata. Huh? Look at those phyllaries. Unmistakable Grindelia phyllaries. Okay? Sessile leaves, clasping leaves, and then the fucking margin is all, it's beyond toothed. It's almost kind of spiky. That's crazy. That's crazy. Man, variations on the theme. Holy shit. You know, I just stopped there because I seen the fucking limestone, okay, swerving all over the road, rubbernecking plants and shit, you know. Obvious hazard. Surprised I haven't gotten rolled yet. You know, I'd be a fucking cop's wet dream. They'd see me fucking swerving. They roll me. They find the little bags I keep, you know, to collect seeds and shit. They get all excited, get a real hard on for me, think I got drugs in the car. And, you know, I saw a bumper sticker that said, where'd I see it? It said, "I'm not drunk, I'm just a shitty driver." I think it was in Wisconsin. Okay? I would have gotten that too. I should make a bumper sticker that says, "I'm not drunk, I'm just a shitty driver, and I'm rubbernecking for plants." Grindelia's cool, of course. It's gumweed. You know, you get a ton of them out west. You know, you put it on your ass. It's another ass rash plant for the poison oak and whatnot. Look at the phyllaries on that one. I have to get seed of this. We'll collect some seed. Got a nice ambrosia. And it's just Trifida. Trifidas are hilarious. Yeah, It's 3 feet tall here, 2 feet tall, but I've seen them in Texas. They get upwards of 25 fucking feet. It's an annual. They can get 25 feet tall. Look, I put some pants on. Not wearing shorts anymore. I was wearing fucking like shorts like a fucking Kirkland signature dad. You know, just so the chiggers could have a turn at me. That's crazy. The leaves feel all rubbery and shit too. What a great fucking plant, man. Holy shit. Gotta go to the rock outcroppings. Gotta go to the limestone, you dick. Oh, yeah. Now that is a motherfucking liantris. Oh, look at that. Get a nice money shot. Huh? You feel better already. Look at it. Look how open the corolla is. It's a gaping corolla. God damn, just like you see what I call a blazing star, you know? I mean, fucking common names, you can't trust them. You know, blazing star, of course, is, you know, a bunch of different, quite a few different plants. But in this case, you know, I'll take it. It's an apt common name. Little star-shaped pink corollas. Doesn't get too tall here. Doesn't get too tall, but it's, I mean, fuck, man. That's you know, I mean, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Get some aphids going to town on that one. Look over here. See, you got, it's a Yup, of course. It's Eupatoriae tribe. You got those long-ass forked styles coming out. Here's one. The style has not come out. This is in the staminate phase. Because remember, you know, the whole family, composite family, Asteraceae, does a secondary pollen presentation. So that style elongates, and in doing so, it pushes the pollen out of that fused brown anther tube. Look at this guy. What is that? It's a little, one of those weird flies. Hey, he's not fucking biting me though, so I'm not complaining, you know? Huh? You prick. So you got that style elongating, pushing out of that fused anther column. Look, it's got the white pollen on there. You see it? And then once it does that, it continues elongating. All the pollen's gone, and then it just looks like little hairs. But now they're receptive to pollen, so secondarypollenpresentation.com. That's a fucking, goddamn, that's nice. That's fucking nice. What am I being stabbed by? Oh, it appears to be a yucca. Is it a yucca? Yeah, it's a yucca of some kind. Just right at the base is some 300 million year old limestone. Oh, I see something blue up there. I see some blue flowers up there. I didn't even make it halfway. I already saw something else good. Now I'm fucking kneeling on the ground again. Jesus Christ, I didn't expect to see an Eriogonum out here. Didn't expect to see a buckwheat. Huh? Polygonaceae is the family Eriogonum longifolium. Look at that. Oh, yeah. You like that? Huh? You like that? That's pretty good, I think. Look at those tiny corollas. Fucking Jesus Christ. That's weird, man. And it's woolly, too. Look at the individual flowers. So hairy. Ooh. What do we got for basal leaves? Oh, yeah. There you go. You got some carline leaves getting gradually larger towards the base, and all just coming out from this this perennial root right there. Fuck me. That's great. What a great plant. Huh? If you live in the region and you're not growing this, you're a dick. The fucking aphids like it. Well, no, not aphids. What are those, beetles? I don't know. I'm a shitty entomologist. You got the Amphiacris still? Amphiacris trunculoides. You got a nice Artemisia, huh? Oh, look, it's blooming. Tiny little composite flowers. Fucking smells good too. Ooh, stuff this in my ass pocket. My ass pocket. I'm not putting it in my ass. I just said ass pocket, all right? You fucking deranged creep. Look, you got the crotons too. The croutons. This euphorbs. All right, let's go over and look at the goddamn all over the rocks up here. Look at that. You got the liatris coming right out the fucking, right out between the bedding planes of the limestone. Has it been thalithified? Maybe it's been thalithified. Is there chert in there? I can't tell. Oh yeah, there we go. I'm seeing some fucking xeric ferns that I'm loving. You know, I gotta figure out a way. Ah, Christ, I gotta clamber up this shit. Look at this guy. Oh yeah, we got a Pelea. Fuck. Nice Pelea Pterodaceae. You got that incurved. You got that incurved margin. Look at all the sorry. Oh, rusty and brown. Ah, that's a nice fucking Pelea. That's a big Pelea too. Look, here's the new fronds. Xeric ferns, huh? You degenerate bastard. No sorry on these. These fronds are too new. They're sterile. It's a sterile frond. Oh yeah, it looks. You got some Salvia azurea up there. growing. You got prairie sage growing right out of the fucking bedding layers of this limestone. Okay? But why has it been flipped up? What tectonic events in the last 300 million years, because that's the age of this shit, what tectonic events flipped this up? Who hurt you? Huh? Who wounded you? That's what I ask anybody anytime they're being a prick. Who wounded you? Someone asked me that, I'd have a fucking, quite a long list. You know, I'm over it. I'm over it. It was all childhood shit. I'm okay with it now. But, I still got some beefs. But, you know, that's fucking... Who doesn't love a palea? That's a fucking massive one, too. Look at it. Got this. Look at it. Individual leaflets are like... What is it? Almost 3 inches right there. Here's the poison ivy fake-out tree. Rhus. Looks... I mean, it's probably Rhus aromatica, but it could be variable. See how there's no... You got petioles, the stem that holds the leaves, and then since you got trifoliate leaves, you got a petiolule. If this was... Petiolules are the stalk that holds the individual leaflets. You know, each one of the 3 individual leaflets. If this was poison ivy, if this was toxicodendron, you'd have a petiolule right here. All right, but also the venation looks a lot different. And as well, see, these, those nascent, I think they're nascent flowers. They might be nascent leaves. I don't know. I've never stuck around to find out. Never been too amped on Rhus aromatica, which is what the species I think this is. It's certainly a Rhus. I want to know, when did Rhus and toxicodendron split? How many millions of years ago did the two genera split? Because Rhus doesn't produce urushiol, that allergenic compound, and toxicodendron does. You get toxicodendron in Japan, you get one in Brazil. They're pretty, they're all over the world, you know. But so is Rhus. Probably from the bird dispersal, huh? But if it's got red berries, it's probably a Rhus. Okay, up on top of the rocks now, you got an oak, a Quercus, okay? And I'm not even gonna, I mean, it looks like Quercus muhlenbergii, but I'm not even gonna go there because they're fucking hard, you know. And they're so variable. The leaves can be so variable. All right, that Marillanica I saw earlier, it's got the tiny, you know, the newer leaves, you know, are very pointy at the tips, and then the older leaves are just kind of blah, just, you know, large, rounded margins, etc., rounded lobes. Anyway, muhlenbergii is cool. I think this is the one I saw. I saw a relict stand of this in New Mexico, in a little canyon in southern New Mexico. Anyway, here's that damn that salvia. Ooh, Azarea. Oh, this looks a little bit... Look at the leaves. The leaves look different, too. Maybe this is a different variety. God, I fucking love this plant. All right, I've only ever seen it growing on open prairie. It's kind of weird to see it growing on a fucking rock escarpment, you know. 15, 20 feet above the ground. Wonder how long it's been here. God damn, what a great plant. I love this plant, though, man. This is a plant that needs to be grown more. Propagated more in horticulture. In American horticulture. Give you some time with that. What the fuck the ants are doing in there? Let's see the salvia down there. It's nice. Anyway, I shimmied up this sketchy cliff with the aid of this sideroxylon tree. Okay, you can see the little thorns. Little thorns and fascicled leaves. Okay, you got maybe a little, nah, not really a petiole. There's not really a petiole there. Maybe a little bit. A little bit of one. Sapitaceae is the family on this guy. Little paddle-shaped leaf just to spank you. Eh? God, it's fucking hilarious. There's Solidago, and there's Liatris. All this good shit just coming straight out the cliff. All right? Best thing. Nice to climb this, too. When you get the bedding planes flipped up like that, real nice to climb. Maybe that's why they did it. Is that why they did it? Huh? Stevie Nicks' ass. These junipers. Oh, it's just as good up here. Oh, yeah. Oh. You got the interstate right there, you know, flanked on either side by a cavalcade of adult bookstores and come and goes and trucker piss bottles and fucking... It's, oh, God. You ever see that R. Crumb comic about the American landscape? Right, fucking nail on the head right there. George Carlin had a good bit on that, too. All right, last piece. Oh, look how the lichen looks on the bedding planes, growing like little rectangles. Here we go. Another member of the composite family right here. It's in the Coreopsis clade, which you can tell because it's got those caliculi, those little bracts subtending the flower head right there at the base of the involucre right there. This is Thelosperma filifolium. And why? Because it's got the filamentous foliage. I like that. I like it when a Latin name is just straight and to the point. Not named after some fucking white guy who died 200 years ago who was probably a prick anyway. But you know what? Some of the botanists I named these after were probably all right people, especially considering their day and age, you know. I wouldn't have lasted a minute back then. I would have been thrown in jail at fucking age 12. Anyway, there you go. There's that. Okay, just another DYC, but again, flip it over. Pay attention to those caliculi and the bracts. The filaries are fucking weird on this one. Oh, they don't even really have them. Looks like a little flower vase. I'm really struggling here. Woody stem. Okay, isn't that good perennial? Nice indication that it's a perennial. There's so much good shit here. Got more salvia over there. Probably some nice snakes too if it's warm enough. It's warm enough now. It's kind of feels like a nutsack outside, you know, warm and humid. All right. Thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. Is that a Solidago right there? Stevie Nicks his ass. The filaries on there are all recurved. It's throwing me off a little bit. That's a fucking weird one, huh? Just coming right out the bedding plane. The bedding plane of the rock. If I taught you one word today, let it be that. The bedding plane. You got to download that app Rock. It's a USGS overlay. Shows you how old the rock is, what it's composed of, and then connects you to papers on the rock formation you're standing on. That's a nice one, though. Look at it. Very, very ligulate. Lots of daisy rays. You got the disc flowers in the middle. I'm going to spend some time on this one. I'm going to have to spend some time here. Huh? That's a good one right there. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's a little Pelea getting started. Tiny little bastard. Oh, no, he's got old. There's an old rackeast there. He was already here. He's just resprouting some leaves, some foliage. Nice, got a nice milkweed here. Look at that. Jesus Christ. Almost looks like one of those those leafless desert milkweeds. Just a single stem coming up. You got some leaves right there. Opposite, of course, containing latex inside, and they got some pubescence on the stem. And the follicles just pointing up like that. Damn, that's a nice one. I would have loved to see this in flower. Ah, look at this. Didn't make it too far. Just crouched over on the side of the road again. Look at this guy. You blink, you miss him. Euphorbia mazurica, it looks like. See a little pendant ovary, a little pendant bulb. Oh yeah. If I could stop this thing from shaking, you know, you got to forgive me. I had a cup of shitty McDonald's coffee, a Monster Energy drink, just nasty shit. I shouldn't even tell my shrink. Just keep it to yourself, right? And then I got one of I got one of those big jugs of the unsweetened green tea from Walfat over there, and I've been swilling that shit. I'm at this point I might as well just start smoking crack, you know. I'm kidding. I'm just relax. It's a joke, okay? Anyway, look at this again. Not true flowers. You got a cyathium, and those are not petals. Those are just bracts. But I've never seen them all fan-shaped like that. This is really unique. Just fanned back like that. Look, the whole flower is, you know, less than 5 millimeters across. But that ovary, though, you got a big ass ovary. And some of the bracts are like pink and red. Just what a weird genus, man. The spurges. You see a lot of these guys, the little matted bastards, sespetos on the ground, like growing in sidewalk cracks and shit. Okay, that genus thrives in the urban ecology. What do you think of Oklahoma members of the coffee family, huh? Oh yeah, oh yeah. Stenaria nigricans. 4 fused petals. Look at the calyx. And you got the interpetiolar stipules, like all members of the Rubiaceae. See? In between the opposite leaves right there. This is fucking hilarious. The most scabrid helianthus I've ever seen. The leaves feel like goddamn sandpaper. It's unreal. Alright? Strap that to a belt, alright? And then brush that up against your fanny, huh? You wouldn't have any skin left. Look, they got a petiole right there, too. So not sessile leaves, petiole, intensely scabbard. What's that involucre look like? What's the, oh yeah! They're not spiked, they're not recurved, they're kind of flattened, and it looks like they got some little striations on them. those filaries, those little roofing shingle breaks. There's a nice one right there. Ooh. Ah, look at that. That's a pretty unique leaf shape, huh? Look at the bottom of that leaf. Nice little native morning glory. Pretty elongated flower. Those leaves got some got some hair on them, huh? Tiny hairs, all closed up. Oh yeah, the calyx has some hair on it too. Incredible. Just what comes up in the neglected areas. Next to the here's some verbena. All right, this plant, since it's a tiny little bastard, it's coming up on a little rock outcrop where nothing can outcompete it, where it's not going to get shaded out. You got to remember, the Caryophyllales is the order, so we're talking betalain pigments. Remember, that's a synapomorphy for not all, but most of the Caryophyllales order, the order of spinach, beets, and cacti, and ice plant. And it's a member of the Portulacaceae. This is Portulaca pilosa. And again, pilose, because you see it's got those tiny, it's got the hairs, okay? Succulent, okay? It's the same order as bitterroot. A lot of succulents in this family, lots of cam photosynthesis, crassulacean acid metabolism, you know, where they take in the CO2 at night, then close their stomata up during the day and conduct photosynthesis. They basically break up the photosynthetic process. That's what cacti do, okay? And this guy probably does it as well. And then there's that pink flower, and that's where you would see the betalain pigments, okay? Which again, you know, nothing except the plants and Caryophyllales, the order have. Okay, and it's basically, you know, they're comping for anthocyanin pigments. So they don't have anthocyanins, they got betalains. But what a cute little fuck, huh? Coming up right there on the, just right on the rack. Look at this, in the realm of lesser known beans. Beans that don't get the respect they deserve. Look at that. Nice member of the pea family, Fabaceae. You got your trifoliate leaves. Faboideae, the subfamily. And, you know, tiny flowers, but pretty showy and still blooming in late summer. And then, even more exciting over here, from the family of obligate parasites, okay, Oreolaria grandiflora. And you can see why it's got the species name, grandiflora. Look at it, bilaterally symmetrical flower, 4 stamens in there, a green stigma. The 4 stamens are in two pairs of unequal lengths. See? So you got like 2 series right there. There's the fruits, there's the ovaries. You can see you still got that style attached to it. That style, of course, being the floral appendage, the tube through which the pollen tube elongates to pollinate that fruit down there, that ovary. So don't confuse it with pollen tube, but it's just basically a hollow appendage that the pollen grain basically elongates into. All right, we're getting too graphic here again. This guy parasitizing the oaks above him. Parasitizes members of the white oak group. Which, there's a fucking lot. There's a lot of oaks here. Oreolaria. I mean, it's funny to see an Orobanche, a member of that family, the paintbrush family, this big. I mean, this guy's fucking massive. He's huge. You know? Look at it. Nice woody stem. Got about 1 inch across. Look at this. This guy's just a common roadside weed in Texas. Eryngium leavenworthii. You believe this guy's in the carrot family? Look at that. Bunch of bricks. Okay, but technically an umbel. Well, yeah, I don't know. I guess it's debatable. I mean, technically it is, but each little flower is sessile. But it's just basically a cone-shaped umbel with look at those anthers popping out of there too. Those prominent filaments. Spiky, so nothing eats it, and then you got the bracts, the nice pigmentation to attract pollinators to it. Eryngium's a weird genus too. Holy shit. There's some really massive ones in Brazil. Like the size of giant agaves, you know, 6 feet across. Fuck. Look at that guy. And then down beneath everything, in the understory, beneath the Amphiacris, the little yellow comp, you got a member of the verbena family. Okay, almost looks like a phlox. But get up close, check out the corolla. Okay, much different. This is a species of glandularia. Bipennidophyta. Sounds like a fucking pasta dish. Or some sort of weird mob shit. I don't know. But you can see they got the wool. Not wool. They got a lot of hairs. Wool would be thicker. This is more of a deterrent to herbivory, probably. You know, saying don't eat me. Don't eat a mouthful of that. Probably keeps the, keeps the moisture inside those tissues on those hot North Texas days in summer. And Ambrosia trifida, of course, which again can get upwards of fucking 25 feet tall. Fastest growing annual. Oh, yeah. Looks like Helianthus maximiliani. There's so many fucking Helianthus, though, you know. But with those conduplicate folded leaves and the lack of a petiole, I'm gonna go with maximiliani. Look at this guy. He's photo shy. You don't want to let me get a nice photo of him. What's up? You don't like the money shots? Huh? I know you're trying to get lunch. I'll be out of here in 20 seconds. Come on. Work with me here, for fuck's sake. What are you doing? Huh? What, I gotta beg? Look, he's got a V for Vendetta on his ass right there. See that? Oh, look at the Smilax. He's got that nice variegation on him, huh? Little speckling. Obnoxious thorns. A twining vine. They're everywhere. Just coming up on a fucking vacant lot next to the freeway in North Texas. Crazy. All you gotta do is look. There's diversity everywhere. So much fucking diversity here. Probably a lot less than there was 200 years ago, but still, it's, work with what you got. It's that Grandelia again. I can't get over that Grandelia. Massive 6 foot tall Grandelias. Oh, that looks like a nice recessive allele for Liatris punctata. An albino. You can see all his neighbors are just the usual pink, but this bastard's albino. White with a little yellow anther column in there. He's got the fused anther tube is yellow, and then the corolla, each corolla on each floret, and you got about 4 or 5 florets per capitulum are white. So you could get seed of this. That'd be a nice thing to do. Tag it with a little ribbon and then come back and get the seed out of it, okay? Like so. Does this have any seed yet? No, maybe not. Okay, but some of them are going to seed already. Get the seed out of it and then grow all of them. And then probably a quarter of them, maybe less, would have this allele for white flowers, and just keep propagating those. And in a couple generations, it seems like it'd probably be a pretty reliable trait. So you're just accentuating the trait in the in each successive generation. Okay, and of course you'd be throwing out the pink ones, the ones that are just normal pink flowers. And then you could introduce it to horticulture and make no money off of it. So, what a fucking gem, though. Gem of the prairie. Or the errant power line easement on the north side of Austin in a bleak industrial area. Oh, look, here's a couple more. Only 6 feet away from that other one. So it seems to be relatively stable, somewhat stable. Some of them are producing. There's one, and then there's another right there. Now these might be all from the same corm though, because they got that perennial root in there. But either way, that's nice to see. The poison oak is not nice to see. There we go, just coming up on the edge of an industrial lot in North Austin. We got a Texas endemic, and probably one of my favorite silphiums. This is Silphium albiflorum. You can see it's got basal leaves like Silphium laciniatum. Quite dissected too. Ooh, feels just like sandpaper. Very scabbard. Okay, but it's got white flowers. Okay, obviously it blooms in May, so we're a little late. You come here in May, you'll be treated to a fucking show. Giant white flowers, white ray flowers. Looks like it's got some seed on there too. This plant needs to be growing out more. If you live in Texas, Oklahoma, any of those places, where you get a lot of heat, relatively mild winters, not, too much below zero. You should grow this guy. I mean, really, I wonder if he would grow in the Midwest, in the upper Midwest. I wonder what his cold tolerance is. It's probably pretty good. Okay, especially because during the Pleistocene, I'm sure it got fucking cold down here. And plus he's got a buried taproot, so, but not that tall, but still a pretty wonderful fucking plant. There's only a couple. There's one over there. A lot of trash, a lot of invasive species. I saw some evidence of tweakers stripping copper wires, to get the copper out. That's some depravity I haven't seen firsthand in a few years. But I guess get in where you fit in. Next thing you know, this lot will be turned into a fucking warehouse for some data storage or whatever the fuck, It's just human infrastructure so consistently ugly. All right? I'm not even being a dick. I'm just being honest. All right? Face it. Okay? Live in a landscape. You got to drive everywhere. Every fucking plastic signs, parking lots, strip malls, neon logos. Just a giant cesspool, giant commercial cesspool. And then you got Silphium albiflorum, this guy, I think he's, I think his populations, his numbers are greatly reduced, okay, just because there's no habitat left. It seems to be a limestone endemic, which is what the bedrock is if you were to dig down only a couple feet. Where, bedrock's not too far from the surface. Got Juniperus ashii back there, some Sideroxylon, some Ulmus. Okay, where I cast this species right here, we got some Agellinus. See the little pink bastards, Orobancaceae, parasitizing God knows what, probably the grass. Then we got Amphiacris again, the little yellow composite, that little yellow aster. Yucca arkansana, some fucking lantana. Okay, Verbenaceae is the family, that's why it smells good. Same order as mint. Over here you got the Sideroxylon Sapotaceae, a family I became quite familiar with in New Caledonia. You got some mesquite, some prosopis, and over here you got the Texas cedar elm, Ulmus crassifolia. I had a friend that had a "fuck Texas" tattooed on his stomach, okay? But to be fair, before any of you fucking Texans get mad, he was actually from here, okay? So he put in his time, okay? It was dedication. It was a viewpoint coming from a point of experience. See, this is a nice elm, okay? I wonder if it gets Dutch elm disease. Doesn't get too big. And you got that Ulmus alata too, that's got the winged elm. This has some corky bark. It's got some corky bark, but it's not winged. I like this guy. I like the elms. He's coming up on the edge of a fucking, near a lot. Look, you can see there was a hill here at one point, and then it got quarried. Obviously, the fucking bulldozer's still back there. I think the tweakers were taking it apart. Here's more of that Silphium. I will say it's odd. Ah, shit. I just fucking got a big spike of mesquite in my ass. I will say it's odd that, this guy blooms in May, whereas most of the Silphiums tend to bloom in, August, September. So, the phenology's way off too. But again, he's in a really hot climate. Okay, this soil, if you don't get rain for a few weeks, this soil gets bone dry. It gets a lot hotter here than it does. Ooh, what's this? Oh, it looks like a trichostoma right there. Anyway, so it gets bone dry. So he's got to be adapted to get his flowering done and then just go dormant. Hang on to the leaves a little bit, but put all that energy back into that corm, that root, and just, kind of shut down. So he's shut down now, and then I'm sure, February and March, the leaves come back up, they resprout, he gets going, then by, May, he's blooming. But you can see, he's got those filaries. I would guess this is those distinctive Silphium filaries. I would guess his closest relative, his closest sister species, is Silphium laciniatum. Especially with those fucking leaves. But you can see it doesn't get very tall. But again, adapted to the lower latitudes and the hotter, drier environment than the prairie in the Midwest. I bet this Juniperus ashii wasn't as abundant 200 years ago either. It's a native plant, but it kind of tends to thrive in disturbance. And then it overtakes everything and you get less room for some of the natives. Okay, but I'd rather have it get overtaken with the Juniperus ashii than scraped clean for it to be zoned industrial. This is a fucking, oh god. It's kind of bleak sometimes, being into this shit. Damn, look at that Agellinus though. That's just the foliage is red too. And that may be because it's a hemiparasite. So a lot of the hemiparasitic plants, don't ask me why, but they get that red, they get those red pigments. They put away their chlorophyll. I mean, there's still chlorophyll in there, but the red pigments get accentuated. It's really a showy bastard. Orobanchaceae, of course, is the family for that. There's only 5 plants here, only 5 Silphium aliflorum. They don't seem to be thriving, and they'll probably be wiped out from here at some point. So this, hopefully somebody will be growing this plant. I don't know if there's any fucking native nurseries in the area, but they got another juniper right there. If I had a saw, I'd probably cut that down, because eventually that'll prevent all this from growing. It'll shade all of it out. That Silphium doesn't get too tall, so you can see how it can be easily eradicated from an area, overgrown by invasive grasses, and then of course you bulldoze them. You know, you bulldoze a fucking landscape like they bulldozed it back there to zone it, and then I guess whatever project they were going to put there fell through, whatever construction project. So anyway, you know, being into this stuff, it's you're kind of setting yourself up for constant disappointment, but at least given the modern day situation. Okay, so vestigial Texas prairie. Okay, the last remnants of what was here before all this stupid shit came in. I have so much irreverence for human society. You gotta forgive me. I'll take it personally if you like all this shit. Just ignore it. I don't know. You know, just drink it down with the rest of the botanical content. Anyway, here's a pretty painful member of the Euphorbiaceae, Nidoscolus texanis. Texana. Ah, fuck, I forget what it is. Anyway, it's got Texas in the species epithet. There's the ovary you can see. And you can see all the nice stinging hairs on this bastard. They just got stung by him. Hairs all over the goddamn stem. You get quite a few species in Mexico, so it's more of a subtropical genus. A friend of mine, Alan, was out looking for mushrooms somewhere in mainland Mexico. He documents, he's a mycologist, documents mushrooms down there, and he was slipping down a ledge, grabbed one of these with his hand, went into anaphylactic shock, and had to go get an EpiPen. But because Mexico has better health care than the U.S., at least more affordable, it only cost them $5. Here it probably would have cost them $900. But this plant will fuck you up. 1 or 2 of those stingers, you're going to be all right. You get a whole fistful of them or a fucking torso full, you're going to have to go to the ER. Very painful plant. And then there's more of that Silphium albiflorum. This fucker's just, he's going to be, you know, he can't compete with the grasses. He's a low-growing bastard anyway. And then, of course, you know, these are not plants that, you know, come back immediately after disturbance. So, you know, you bulldoze an area, they're not gonna thrive to it. They're not gonna be okay, you know. I think this is like the 6th or 7th plant I've counted. We're just about half a mile down the road from that other population. Time to get the fuck out of here. About to make lewd jokes. All right, here we go. How am I gonna get down? The roost looks real good too. The sumac. All right, well, that's all I got for you now. Oh, damn, more salvia down there too. All right, go fuck yourself. Bye.